Hi. Okay, today's leadership exercise is, just going to read it to you. It's avoiding correcting behavior and focusing instead on teaching and coaching. Focus on the future rather than the past. All right, I'm going to be doing a little bit of a role play with Kevin. You've seen Kevin before in some of our other videos. And today, Kevin will have been having a problem with rings in his toilets. When I asked him, what do you want to do for this role play? It was his idea to do rings in toilets because we've gone through this situation with him a couple years back. He really struggled with rings in toilets, right, Kev?
Absolutely.
All right, so it's a 4-step process when you're looking at coaching versus correcting. And first, let me tell you why. Because in the other video, you remember I talked to you a little bit about whys and whats. Well, the why for this is when you are coaching someone and focusing in on the future, it's easy for the people to get on board with you and start thinking about the future as well. They start looking at what they can do and they get in a better frame of mind. When you start talking about the past and talking to people about what they've done wrong, they get into a defensive mode versus a helpful fix-it mode. Try it yourself. Try any situation that you come up against and somebody starts talking to you about what you did wrong or what you did in the past, and you instantly start getting this defensive feeling. Like, yeah, but, no, you don't understand. All these different terms start popping into your head. When you talk about the future, those things don't pop into your head, and that's what we're looking for. We want to get somebody engaged and solution to whatever the problem is versus just mired in whatever the problem is. Once the problem's identified, what do we care? We don't really need any more information than that. All right, so the 4-step process that I told you about. The first is you state the issue. And I want you to be looking for these 4 steps in this role play so that you can see them, start to identify them yourself, so that later you can replicate them. All right, so the first again is state the issue. The second is gather the facts. The third is engage through inquiry, which basically means ask a lot of questions, get to the root of stuff, and create a plan. After we do these 4 steps, then there is something else that's called the PDCA action plan, which you may have heard of before. It stands for Plan, Do, Check, Act. And this is a common thing that's used in the corporate world. We're not going to be focusing today on PDCA, but we are going to focus on the 4 steps. All right, look down at your notes. Hopefully you wrote some. If you didn't, take notes now because I'm going to repeat them for you so that you can look for these in the video. State the issue, gather the facts, engage through inquiry. Last one, create a plan. Okay, you got it. All right, here we go. I'm going to have Kevin come in now, and we're going to do a little role play for you so you can see exactly how it works. Kev? Okay, so Kevin, problem with toilets. The problem is, again, rings in the toilets, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I heard about it from Sandra. Sandra talked to me and said that you're having rings in your toilets, and she's requested not to have you on her team if we can't get this problem fixed. Do you know about this?
Yeah.
Okay, you know that you're having rings in the toilets.
Well, that's what I've been hearing. She had me come back to almost every toilet, so
Okay.
I would imagine that there's a problem.
Okay. Did you see that? Did you see the rings?
I didn't.
You did. So what is your impression of what's going on right now?
Well, I don't really know what she's seeing, but she's telling me it's there, so I'm just hoping I get whatever it is she sees, because
Okay.
I really don't see it.
You can't see anything. Okay. And did she have you try to feel it?
No.
No. So, if there's something there, chances are good we might be able to feel it, especially if it's something that you're removing. How does she have you remove it first?
With a pumice stone.
Pumice stone. After you use the pumice stone and she looks at it, does she feel like it's better?
It's about 50-50.
50-50. Sometimes it's not. Okay. So, what do you think the problem is here? Because I feel like I know what the problem is, but do you have an idea what it is?
Oh, I would say it's probably that I can't see the rings.
That's what it seems like to me too. You're just not seeing them at all.
Right.
I'm not exactly sure how to get you to see something that you're not seeing. That, to me, is a little bit of a dilemma.
Yeah, I would love to know that myself.
Yeah. All right, so I guess the first thing that we have to start doing is, have you ever seen a ring in a toilet?
Yeah.
You have?
I have.
Okay. So what was different about that?
It was a very large ring.
Large.
Whereas with this, it's just looking like it's the white wall.
It's just, so it's real thin or
I
small?
guess so.
You don't really know
Yeah.
since you can't see it. Okay.
Right.
So if we need you to get these rings that Sandra can see, and apparently the clients can see, and I'm guessing I can see, other people can see them.
Right.
Do you know that they're really there, or do you think that Sandra's on
No,
your back?
I really don't know that they're there.
Okay.
I'm just choosing to believe that she's not messing with me.
Okay. And do you believe that?
I believe that, but I don't know. You know what I mean?
But you do believe it?
I do believe it.
Okay. So you have confidence that someday you'll be able to see the rings?
I really don't know
You
if
don't
I'll
know?
ever be able to see them or not.
Okay, so has anybody ever told you that you're not the only person that can't see rings in toilets?
No.
No? Okay, good information for you then. Okay, that happens a lot. And not just rings in toilets, other things too. Have you ever not been able to see a cobweb, but then somebody points it out to you from a different angle or something?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, oh, cobweb,
Totally.
right? Okay,
Yeah.
that's happened to you. Well, that's what happens with rings in toilets. It's the same thing. You don't see them until you see them.
Okay.
And once you see them, you can't stop seeing them. Do you remember us doing that exercise one time where I had the picture, and one time you look at it and it's an old woman, then I show it to you, and then the next time you see it, it's a young woman? But you can't really see the young woman while you're looking at the old woman? Do you remember that picture?
I don't remember that picture, but I get what you're saying. It's kind of like the two faces and then the candlestick.
Yes, exactly. So sometimes you can see it, sometimes you can't. And you don't see it when you don't see it, and you can't see it until you see it.
Right.
And once you see it, then you can always see it,
Right.
right? So you need to have confidence that someday you'll see it, okay? Like with the candlesticks, right? Until you see them, they don't exist in your world.
Right.
But you know they're there, which is your situation today, right? You know that the rings are there. You believe that Sandra's not lying, so you know they're there, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Is that, yeah?
It's that thing where I don't know because I haven't seen it,
Mm-hmm.
but I trust that everything saying it is true.
Okay.
I have faith that it's there.
You have faith. So explain to me what the difference is between you having faith and you knowing.
Me knowing is I can prove that it's there. Right now I can't prove it's there. Me having faith is I can't prove it, but I still believe that it's there.
So like with the picture with the candlesticks, you didn't know they were there,
Right.
right? Even though people told you that they were there.
Right.
Okay. All right. So you'll notice Kevin's personality type is very, very specific. So you're going to have to go with this personality type. It might feel like being argumentative to you. Don't let it bother you, because this is just his personality style. He is just very, very specific. He's still, you can see, very engaged and definitely willing to work on this problem. So there's no reason to get at all upset by this. Sometimes that'll happen to him, right, Kev?
Oh.
Sometimes people get frustrated with you.
Oh, yeah.
Right. No reason to get frustrated with him for this. All right. But it's a little bit of a roadblock. It slows us down from being able to move forward. Take the time to work with whatever he's saying. Remember, we're engaging right now through inquiry, right? Okay. So we're still asking questions. We're trying to get to know, where is Kevin coming from? All right. And we're also going to be focusing on the future here too. Okay. So we're pretty sure they're there.
Yes.
Even though we can't prove it.
Right.
We know, we're confident that they're there.
Right.
Now you have to have faith that you're going to be able to see them, right?
Okay.
Okay. So, how long do you guess it might take you to see them? Like when you're looking at one of those pictures that switches, like with the candlesticks. How long did it take you? Are you one of those people that gets them quick? Does it sometimes take you a while?
I more often than not get them quick.
You get 'em quick.
But there have been some that I just haven't seen it for, it seemed like forever.
Okay. Do you always get them now?
Eventually.
Eventually. Okay, so this might be one that takes a while. This might be one that in a year we're talking about it and we ask you about it and you're like, yeah, eventually I was able to see that, right? Okay, so that might happen to you. You're going to have patience,
Okay.
right? Because when you're looking at the candlesticks, does it help to get hyper-focused on this picture?
No. It actually
No.
usually hinders me.
Right. So the same thing's going to happen here. If you get too hyper-focused, it's not going to work.
Okay.
So what else can we try? We already know it's not a good idea for you to just start really stressing on it and trying to see them harder, or
Right.
looking more. We know that's not going to work. So what could potentially work? What do you think?
Well, I haven't tried this, and it seems counterintuitive, but I know with those pictures, just relaxing my eyes and just blankly staring at the picture usually helps make it
Sometimes,
pop. So
at least sometimes.
that's something to try. at
Okay,
least.
good. I love that. Why not? What can it hurt? I mean, except for the
Uh,
fact that somebody's going to think you're weird just
Right.
staring into a toilet. Really, with a nice smile, nice look on your face. that might go over oddly, but okay, give it a shot.
Freak.
Right, exactly. Okay, so you're looking at the toilet. Let's say that doesn't work. What else could we potentially try? We got
Well-
one thing though. I mean, one thing to try is good.
Well, I guess I could ask someone else on the team to point it out to me.
Okay, before you start cleaning, you mean?
Well, I suppose at any point it would make more sense to have it before I start cleaning it, though.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it. What if they show it to you though and you don't see it?
I'm still in the same boat.
Same boat. That's okay. You're still in the same boat. You're not in any worse of a boat.
It's true.
Right? Not worse. Okay, so let's say you have them show it to you and you do see it. What is that going to mean for you?
Well, it'll be progress to seeing it on my own.
Yeah? Good?
I'll have a better idea of what I'm looking for.
Yeah, good. I think that's probably a weird thing. You think that you need to know what you're looking for, but you actually already know because you said you've seen rings, but big ones.
Right.
That's what you're looking for, believe it or not. But the more you look, the harder it is to find. The more it's eluding you, right? Okay. So what are some other things you think you might be able to try? I give you a hint earlier in our conversation. Really early.
Feeling it.
Feeling it, right. So you might want to clean it, right, disinfect it before you
Right.
actually feel it, but then feel it. One more thing, when you're feeling something, what else are you doing? So we're trying to engage your senses, aren't we? Because sight's not working for
Right.
you right now. So let's
Well,
try touch. What else?
With touch, I wouldn't just be looking for any one thing. I'd be looking for a difference in texture, potentially.
Good, nice,
Whether it be slimy or a raise.
nice, good.
Um,
Okay, so right now, I'm asking questions, no matter what he I'm going to agree. Good, yes. Now if he says something that's completely off the mark or I don't get it all, I'm gonna, I'm not gonna disagree. I'm just gonna question him. Really? Slimy. I didn't think of that. Okay, watch that because I'm not sure about that one. I'm not going to disagree with him because right now, this is about Kevin figuring out what's going to work for Kevin. I'm not Kevin. I don't know what's gonna work for him. I'm going to give him some suggestions if he gets stuck, or if I can think of more, I might add to his pool. But right now, I want him to come up with stuff because that's my goal, is to engage his thinking and his problem-solving ability so that he's focused on getting the problem fixed instead of me focusing on him getting the problem fixed. The more I focus on him getting the problem fixed, probably the less it's going to work. If he's focused on it, we've got a much better chance. Okay. All right, so you're feeling for texture, maybe sliminess, yeah. What else? What other senses could you potentially engage?
I suppose smell, but that seems really gross.
Yeah, and I don't think you're going to be able to smell a ring.
I don't think so either.
No, thinking of other rings that you've seen.
And I don't know how I would hear it either. And I'm certainly not going to taste it.
I want you to
I'm certainly not going
even
to.
if you want to try that, that's out. Okay, I want you to think about hearing. So I want you to think about cleaning a shower. Can you ever hear anything when you're cleaning a shower walls?
Yeah, water hitting a wall.
Okay, what about when you're scrubbing?
Yeah, I hear scrubbing sounds.
Okay, do you hear anything else? Is there any difference in the way the shower sounds when it's clean versus when it's dirty?
Not that I've noticed.
Okay, so tomorrow I want you to try that out too, because you're going to notice that that's a sense that you're missing right now. That's going to really, really help you. So tomorrow, check that out in the shower. I don't know that it'll be useful in a toilet because the ring is so small. Shower, easy. It's so big. And close your eyes, turn off the water, and just make this with your sponge from clean to dirty. You'll hear the pull, the drag on your cloth or on your sponge, and then it'll go to smooth. It'll be quiet again.
Yeah, I never hear it. I feel the difference.
Yes. Well, and that's why you went to feel first, which makes sense, right? That's why you said feel. I'm saying there's another thing that you don't know about.
I would have never thought of using hearing.
I like that you thought of going to taste.
That would have been my last thing.
Okay, good. Ew, let's not have it on the table at all. Okay?
No.
It's not.
Taste
not
is
an
never going to be
Okay,
an
good.
option for me.
Never an option. And actually, we really don't want smelling to ever be an option. Either,
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, it's not.
That seems kind of gross.
And especially if we have chemicals involved, right? So
Yeah.
we don't want to do that. Okay. So tomorrow, who are you working with?
I don't.
I think you're working with Carol. I think I saw it on the schedule.
Okay.
All right. So do you think that there will be any problems working with Carol for you to try these different techniques? Like, does she always like you to dust or anything like that you can think of?
I can't think of that. I
Okay.
can't think of anyone that would be an issue with.
Okay. So I think you're with Carol tomorrow. So tell me what your plan is. How are you going to begin to work on this?
Well,
First, I need to know, do you think this is important?
yes.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't want people to run around behind me thinking I don't know how to do my job, which apparently I don't, for one. And two, I just don't want that reputation.
Okay.
So,
I-
no, it is important.
I thought so. I just wanted to hear it
Right.
from your little face. So. Okay. So go on.
Well, I think the very first thing I'm going to do is try that shower thing that you were talking to me about to see if I can hear a difference, to see if that's even another tool in the arsenal.
Okay.
After I've determined whether I can or not, then I'm going to try some of the things that I had mentioned before, asking people to see if there's a ring so I know if there is one or not. If it's one I can see, I'm obviously not going to ask.
Oh, maybe you should though. Maybe you can ask them what they see. If they see anything different.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. How could that hurt?
Yeah.
If they see something different.
Yeah, just more information.
Yeah.
So I'll do that. I'll ask no matter whether I
Okay.
see one or not. And then I'll try feeling it as well.
Okay.
Obviously, like you said, disinfecting it first.
Yeah.
And see what differences I feel also.
Okay.
And if I can think of anything else,
You missed one. You missed the very first thing that you said. I thought it was a good idea, so I don't want you to lose it. So we were talking about, to refresh your memory, we were talking about the candlesticks and what works.
oh right, just relax my eyes when looking at the toilet.
Right, so maybe try that first, right? And see if you can do that first. Since it was your first thought,
Right.
it seems like it might be the one that works the best for you.
Right.
So try that first. If it doesn't work, then move through. All right, check back with me tomorrow,
Okay.
okay?
I'm gonna need to write that down though, so I don't forget.
No problem. Smart move. Okay, good.
Okay.
Thanks, Kev.
Thank
Talk
you.
Tomorrow. Bye. All right, that's it. We drew it out and made it really long. Normally, you probably don't have to go quite this long, but we wanted to give you a lot of good information about how this works. You're remember that you're working with the person to solve their problem, to help them solve their problem. You're not solving it for them. You're helping them figure out how they're going to solve it. That's the key. All right? So 4 steps. Keep it in the future and help them to figure out what they're doing. That's it for today. Talk to you later. Bye.